Hey, welcome back to BIBSTER'S Repair Shop. I know it's been a while, especially since we've been out here, but I thought it would be appropriate to do a video. I did a Facebook post about this earlier today, and I thought, well, we could roll this into a video and make it a little bit so we could start that conversation here as well. So anyway, I'll kind of tell you where I've been at the last month. So two things have been coming up. So first thing, if you guys remember, there was a live stream a couple weeks ago where I was working on guitar stuff. I played at our youth group's winter campus last weekend. So the last month, a lot of free time was going to preparing for that and helping getting stuff ready for that. So it made that where that was usually the most priority. Secondly, end of January in Iowa is always the coldest. So there was just, when it's that cold out here, you can run the heat all day and it kind of helps it a little bit, but it's one of those, the VAC was going to be fine. It was going to sit here. Not worth trying to come out after work. And with the daycare schedule right now, we take them over to my mom's house later, so I work later. Makes it so it's not as convenient the last couple weeks. So that's why you haven't seen much stuff. But that's going to change. I'm going to start coming out here. But that being the why I haven't been on YouTube very much. Thanks, everyone. We've had a few new subscribers checking the channel out. Thanks for that. It's always fun to see you guys. We are going to work on, it's probably going to be too late by the time I do it, I want to do a long-term review of my kerosene heater. I've had somebody ask about that, and I got to do a wick change on it, so I'm going to get to that at some point, probably not tonight, but before winter's over, actually 100% officially. Now it's just kind of partially over. Anyway, but what I wanted to do tonight was, and like I said, it started off as a Facebook post, and I thought I'd roll it over here, was I want to set my goals for 2022. A couple of years ago, I think it was last year, Chris Gaynor, sorry, I almost forgot your last name, Chris, who runs Speed Sport. It was our contact there. We started doing live stream stuff. He made a post about, he said, call your own shots. Kind of like the old Babe Ruth, when he pointed out and said, I want to hit the ball out there, and he did. Kind of what you want to do this year, what you say you're going to do. And I took that as this year was setting goals, and I listened to a podcast, and I'll link it down in the description, called the Kibbe and Friends, or there's two different ones, Kibbe and Friends Show and the Muscle Car Place, because that's where a guy named Robert Kibbe always talks about setting goals. And I remember a couple years ago, he actually talked about one of my goals. It was I wanted to do something with dirt track racing. It was in 2019 or 2018, I think. I can't remember the year I said it. But basically, it was the year I just really dived into doing racing stuff, and that's when I started all the BIBSTER side of things. It kind of morphed into this channel, what it is now. And so I think it's important. And I think it's important to document it and say what you want to do for the year. Last year, everything got kind of jobbled with the baby and moving, where some of the goals I had set for motorsports wise, I couldn't really do because I just got so busy. But this year, we're going to work on that. So what I want to do in this video is tell you guys what my goals for 2022 are. So at the end of the year, what we'll do in December, sometime next December, I'll revise these goals, and we'll kind of go through them and see which ones did I get, which ones did I not get to, what ones, what ways did I improve on ones, things that I didn't get done, what happened there. So that way you kind of can set that goal. And then you tune down in the description and the comments, you can hit the old keyboard and tell me what goals you guys have. And it doesn't have to be, mine are mostly oddly either about motorsports or about tractor pulling, because that's what I'm going to do this summer. That's the plan, last year we tried to get into as much as we could, got really busy. This year we're diving head into tractor pulling. And so this is the BIBSTER'S goals of 2022 video. Here we go. All right, so goal number one, and on my Facebook post, the order's not going to be the same as here, mostly because I'm trying to remember them off the old thinker. And if anybody that knows me, I'm 3 brain cells fighting for 4th place. So, number one, I want, ever since I started BIBSTER Promotions, one of my things I've wanted to do, and I haven't done yet, was 2 things I wanted to announce and I haven't announced it. I'm going to put them both in there because I'm going to try and hit both of them. I want to announce a dirt track race, a live dirt track race at one of our local tracks. That's my goal. Really want to do that. And I want to announce a tractor pull. So that's my 2 goals. I've announced a ton of other stuff, and that's my goals this year, is to get those 2 checked off the list this year and see what happens. I'm going to start trying to contact some tracks. If you have a dirt track or a tractor pulling thing that maybe I want to be at anyway, I have some fun ideas what I want to do for tractor pulls. One of them involves. I'm not gonna tell that secret yet until I do it, because I want to reveal it first time I get a chance to do it. Anyway, so that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to pull with almost every pull I can with Eastern Iowa antique tractor pullers. That's the club I worked with last year, or I pulled with last year. I worked with a couple other clubs, but I pulled with them last year, and it was a really fun time. I liked the classes. So my goal is to hit as many of those pulls as I can. I don't know. I think they do points. So if they do points, I want to try and get high up in the points in the weight brackets I do it. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is I want to pull at least one of the Hawkeye Vintage pulls. Those are just a little bit north of us. It's still on the Iowa side. They have some big pulls where there's 15, 16 tractors in the classes. So I'd like to try and hit the one of those. There's a little bit farther away, so that's why I'm only wanting to go to one. I want to try and hit the Mississippi Valley. Last year there was a big pull, Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds, and there was an antique, or there was not really antique, but there was a farm stock 7,500 pound class, and the guys that were in that class, I've either pulled against them or I think I could try and compete. So I'm gonna try and get probably the Super 88. Hopefully, if I have it done, weighted up to 7,500 pounds, and just to try. Just to do it. It's a big pull. There's 2 slugs. I think it's just kind of a fun thing to do. Have no chance of competing, but just to say I did it this year. I also, in the tractor pulls I want to go to, I want to have one tractor ready to pull with Division 2 non-cut for NATPA in Waterloo in the fall. There's a big pull out there every fall, and I want to try and go to that one. It's hopefully going to be the M. I do have to do a few things to it. I have to put wheelie bars on it and a few other things. So we'll see how the summer goes, finance-wise, how many tractors I can get fixed and running and all that stuff, and DJing and different things that I do for tractor pulling money. But that's my goal. So get one tractor to go out to Waterloo in the fall and pull that show, just because I think it would be something that would be another one of those big pulls. See what I can do, see how the tractor can compete on that level. Probably not compete that well, but I want to try it out. One of my other goals is to make it to Wisconsin once and pull with the community. So again, as I said, a lot of these are stuff that involves tractor pulls, but that's what I'm kind of been in my mind and thinking about. I also want to try and get my goals for 3 people who have tractors of their own, not my tractors that they're going to pull, but 3 people who have their own tractors. I want to try and get them to come to a pull for the first time. And I think this is what the sport needs the most of. And I think this is something for clubs to think about, is how do we get new people in? How do we tell people, like, you got Grandpa's tractor behind the shed, bring it down, see what it weighs, put it in a class, see have fun with it. Because that's how you grow the sport. And every sport needs to grow. So my goal this year is for 3 people. I figure 3 doesn't sound like very many, but it's a goal. It's something I want to set and something I want to start with. So that's my goal there. And I think that was all of them. So we'll see. So last year I beat my goal of beating that 560 once. That was going to be my goal this year, but I beat him once. Yes. So maybe I'll have to go to Wisconsin and try and beat, he's going to Farm Plus though. I won't be able to beat, no chance of that. And I probably won't ever beat that 560 again. So I had my one chance. Anyway, down in the comments, leave me your goals. Tell me what you want to do. And like I said, we'll come back next year or at the end of this year and we'll talk about it. I on my Facebook post, there's been a ton of great conversations on there about, guys wanting to try this tractor or this tractor, but also open up to other motorsports. I got a buddy, I don't want to name his name, but I guarantee his goal is to have a really good season with his modified. He had the last couple of years has just been on the struggle bus, trying to get a full season in and make headway and not get wrecked. So I know that's the goal. I mean, I would say probably what the real goal is to hopefully end up with a feature win this year. But we'll see. I haven't talked to him yet to see if that's what he is shooting for. I think that's what he's shooting for. So let me know your goals. If it's not motorsports wise, that's awesome too. Maybe it's to learn a new instrument. Maybe it's to, I don't know. I really think motorsports like 24/7. So if I'm not thinking about baby Glenn, but yeah, let me know what your goals are. Maybe it's get out of debt. Maybe whatever it is. Let them down in the description. We'll come back in December And we'll do this all over again, and we'll talk about who hit their goals and what we can do to try and go for it again. So thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out and waiting for the next channel. Like I promised, it's not going to be another month. We're going to go back to more content. That's the word I was looking for. Content that's more frequent now that it's starting to get nicer out. And like I said, I don't have quite as much stuff going on. It's only 15,000 things, not 20,000 things going on all the time. So we'll get back at it. We got some plans for the old VAC. Still hasn't moved. So hopefully, I don't know. Something's going to happen. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.